Dude, I do that stuff too, man. I'm like, do I?
All right, welcome everyone. I believe we are live. DC, let's go through the chat and see who's here. Welcome everybody. Alexis was first in the chat, so we'll go ahead and welcome her first. Let's see what's going on. Live chat. Make sure everyone's in live chat so everybody can keep up with the chat. Change mine to live chat. There we go. All right, Alexis was first in the chat. Welcome. And then we have had a conversation going on with Alexa. Robert, welcome. LL Stache. Alex, welcome. Welcome to both of you. Yes, it was an honor to have you here. No Money G. DC Sales, welcome in the chat. All right, I want to let y'all know first, I'm going to be showing something that I got in the mail this week from DC Sales. If y'all would like to get anything personalized that she does, I'll have the link in the description below this video. It's got her name and her link to the eBay store that you can do your own personalized license plate.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more than welcome to check that out. And I will show, as soon as we get more people in the chat, I'm going to start showing that. So we'll go around the chat and just, I know everybody probably subscribe to everyone, but just to give us, we have some news from Sam. We'll let him go first. Introduce yourself, what you do, and how you platforms you sell on, and that kind of good stuff.
All right. Hi, everybody. Johnny and Larry, thank you for having me. My name is Sam. I go by Dapper Tiger on YouTube and Instagram. For those of you who don't know me, I think I know everybody here. I'm a part-time reseller. I primarily sell on Mercari. I do a little selling on Facebook Marketplace and eBay as well. My wife just had a baby yesterday. So I'm a new dad. So now I'm adding that chainsaw to the chainsaws that I've been juggling lately. So I'm happy to be here.
I want you to record that part of you having the kid.
Dude, I mean, Larry, I'm gonna let you know there is a part of me recording, like delivering that baby. So,
oh wow,
like I'm in it, sir.
Awesome.
I mean, but dude, tell it like she did it without any drugs. So we had a home birth. She did it without any drugs, any medication. Man, like the roars, the screams, the primalness that was coming out of her, dude. It was raw. Like,
oh my goodness.
It was probably one of the wildest things I've ever been a part of.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Like, I totally pictured you going like, hut one, hut two.
Dude, I mean, like, I basically, I mean, like, you were basically like quarterback waiting for it to snap, and you're like, just don't miss it. Things are slippery down there, so like, yeah,
right.
It's like trying to receive a football on a rainy day. It's like,
I want to welcome a few more people in the chat. We have Yellow Brick Road, Tamara. Welcome. We also have Roy at RK Treasure Centers. He's just come in. Also, Redneck Resell, Colton, and his wife, Courtney.
Well, I'm really glad you didn't fumble the ball.
Me too, man. Me too. It would be a really bad way to start the game.
Yeah, really. Anna Tank, welcome. Nikki T, welcome. All right, Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Larry. My YouTube channel is LL Stache, and I'm known for just being awesome at random moments of my life, and people applaud me for it. So I continue taking my shirt off for everybody and just being awesome. So
that was one time.
No, my name's Alex, guys. I'm a Fat Man the Flipper, and I'm your friendly neighborhood fat man. That's who I am. I'm a reseller, entrepreneur, and just a recovering addict, a speaker. I do a lot of things, and yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do. Oh, that's not who I am. That's what I do.
That's what you do. There you
That's
go.
one of the hats you wear.
That's one of the hats I wear, even though I wear the same hat like every day, like this one right here. Give us a thumbs up, people.
Dude.
And I work backwards to let the people behind me talking know that I got one thumbs up.
How did that turn out the other night with the auction y'all did? I understood y'all did. That went a pretty long time. So how did that turn out?
The one for Talbert, yeah, it went great, man. We got a ton of support. It felt like everyone was there. A few people. Is that it was really short notice, so I wasn't able to really reach out to every single person I wanted to reach out to, you know, and if not, like they just didn't get my message until it was already happening. So there's still people who want to support, but it just went really well. I love the fact that the community got together and showed that support to Talbert's mom. I think it was important for us as a community to do that because, you know, behind the scenes on YouTube there could be so much drama, and I feel that in times like that it's important to you know come together and unify, you know what I'm saying, and forget all the pettiness and stuff like that. So I think that was one of the biggest things that happened from it. At least, you know, people were able to show love and stuff like that. So it was great. I know Talbert's mom super appreciative for it. And when we had checked last week, it was right above $5,000 that we raised, but then she kept telling me, "Oh, look, here's another one." So it's around 6,000, and I still haven't figured out the super chat part of it. So, you know, add a couple $100 to that one. You know,
that's wonderful, man.
It was really good. You know, it was really good.
All right, I want to welcome some others in the chat. We have Storage Slayer in the chat, OBX Picker, A&M, Kelly, the Ecom Mom. Welcome. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Everyone should be wrenched now. I think I'm caught up. Okay. All right, Larry, go ahead.
Okay, I guess it's my turn, huh? Well, I'm your favorite L Stache, Larry. I guess I might as well call me the neighborhood stripper. I guess the YouTube stripper. Alex made it nice, just because I did it one time.
It's all it takes at one time.
Yeah,
you get known for it.
Yeah. I'm doing YouTube and eBay, and we work on between me and Johnny and Victoria. We do bingo Tuesdays. We alternate channels, and I'm working. I do lives with James Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. And right now I'm in the process of doing live shows Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock. I'm going to see how that goes. I'm in the process of making videos on taking items apart. So everybody wanted me to start making videos on that. So I made one video, and I'll be making more, taking vacuum cleaners apart and whatever else I can find. And yeah, I was gonna do those live, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna do those recorded. Where I can get more videos out of one vacuum cleaner. I can usually get about 3 or 4 videos out of one vacuum cleaner. So
right.
That's,
I'm glad you did it, man.
Yeah, that was the first. I was a little bit nervous doing that. I mean, the lives seem a little bit easier, but doing the recording just seemed a little bit nervous doing the first one. I figure it'll get easier as time goes on. So,
yeah. Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
Why do you like? Because obviously that's got to be like a mental game thing, right? Like, why is it?
Yeah, I think
easier?
so. Yeah.
So what's that limiting factor for you that makes lives easier? Because it's still a camera. You're still just talking to a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know what the difference is. I just know doing that first recorded video was just to me, looking at the countdown, you get 3, 2, 1, and then you're live. With this here, I mean, you still get a countdown during a live, but for some reason this doesn't bother me.
You know what? I think you're just getting in your own way, Larry. I think you're just probably overthinking it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Probably.
And you know that's a good point, man. Because I think when you asked that, I asked myself, what would make it harder for me? And the first thought was like a live is literally you just press live and you just go, and what comes out of it comes out of it. There's no editing. There's no having to publish. There's no figuring out nothing crazy. But then I thought of it as the aspect of, okay, when you're behind the camera, because you said either way you're behind the camera, right?
Yeah.
But like I think with the live, especially when you get loosened up and you feel more comfortable doing it, you're just yourself, and it just comes out, and that's just what it is, right? So it is easy in that aspect where when you're recording yourself and there's really no one else, and you know that nobody at that moment is watching you.
Yeah.
It's like your mind starts telling, who am I talking? I'm talking to myself, man. This is crazy, you know? And then you start oh no, I messed up. Let me do that over. And so it takes away a little bit until you can overcome that. It takes away a little bit of that natural, just be yourself type of thing.
The thing is, I'm not planning on editing anything. No, I'm just saying, hey, if I dropped the screwdriver, I had to pick it back up, I'm gonna drop it. But I mean, I'm not gonna edit. It takes too long.
Well, I mean, hey, even more so than Larry, right? Like if the camera's going to roll either way and you're not going to do anything like post, after you hit end, you're just going to post it. So what's the difference?
Yeah, I don't know. It's in the head.
Yeah. Well,
it's more steps. That's all.
Yeah.
All really is.
Well, I get it with you, Alex. Like, now, like when we're talking about editing, now we add an element of getting it right the first time. Having that trap of perfectionism of like, it's got to look this way. So I think it's funny because like your mindset with the live stream, even though people can troll you in the moment and really kind of throw your whole show off, right?
Pretty much.
Whatever. Let's let it happen. But like when you're in total control, like nobody can change the direction of your pre-recorded video. Like you're in complete control. But when we have all that control, it's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. And so I think it's funny, though. Because it's like, I don't know. You think of like Leonardo da Vinci, like, you give him like a mural. He's not like, and he's thinking all the possibilities. He's not like, well, if nobody was looking, it'd be better. Like, he's just like, I'm just going to put that on that canvas.
Yeah. And believe it or not, when I was doing that record, I was actually, doing so many lives before I did that recording. I was actually looking over to the side, even though there was nobody. I was waiting for somebody to show up. I mean, even though it was a recorded video, I'm like, okay, this is weird.
And you know what? I think that's a great point, though. The fact you mentioned that, man, because I think that's what separates the live from the recorded, right? Is the artistic part of it, where you can say the word perfectionism, right? Because to a certain degree you want to perfect it, right? But you're the artist. So it's your canvas and you can do what you want with it, and until you feel it's complete, or not even that, because even then you can finish a video. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but you can finish a video, record it, like really work hard on it. I've spent days doing one video, right?
Wow.
And hours and hours just recording, just editing, and and even at the end when you publish it and it's done and you rewatch it, right? You say, man, I could have probably done this, or you could have done that. But that's the beauty of it, because the next one you could remember, okay, let me try this time, you could do tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that first one I did, I'm like, maybe I don't even rewatch it. I mean, whatever happened in that recording. I can't rewatch my own shows. I just can't do it. And I'm like, well, whatever happened in there.
See, and I'm like, I go through everything from the way the color of the picture looks to the way the sound is completely, from soup to nuts. If you follow me from beginning to end, like I want you to have a positive experience, but that's what I want to put on my canvas.
Okay. I can't rehear my own voice. I just can't do it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the other thing too, like I think that's a funny mindset, right? Like if you can't stand your own voice, why do you expect other people to want to watch it?
Oh no, it's just me. That's just me. I mean, other people can watch it fine, but that's just me. I just can't.
Right.
I just can't rewatch my own thing.
But like, what if you did? What if you liked rewatching your own stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I could probably rewatch it. I just turn the sound off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like, if you did though, right? Like, how would that influence how you made videos now?
I don't know. I never thought of it that way, really. I probably could.
That's why Sam's here, man.
And interesting.
I want to welcome Simply Dana. She's in the chat, and Adventures in Reseller Victoria just came in. Want to welcome y'all. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's why Sam's here, man.
Well, what I do when I do my videos, though, when I'm actually videoing things that I want to do to make a video, I'll say certain things at the beginning every time I start my camera, just so I know where to end it at the beginning of what I really want to say. And then at the end, I do the same thing. So where when I do edit my videos, I'm only editing the front and the end of each clip. And it's a habit for me to do that, because then I'll still go through to make sure it's what I wanted to implement in the video. And it worked out. Seems to be working out pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a lot of editing going on, except for if I know I really didn't like something in the middle, I'll cut it, splice it, and redo what I have to do in it. That's not too much. But yeah, I'll sit back and watch some of my first videos just to see what I did wrong and do better from the first few, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. With me, it's like, I'm like a lot like, I call him Dap. I like calling him Dap because that's just awesome. I'm a lot like that, man, where it's like, I'm myself. I'm 100% just, this is me. This is what you get. I don't, it's not like I turn off the camera and I'm a totally different person. Like, I'm the same, right? So for when I'm editing a video, it's more about the intricacy. I think of the viewer. I think, okay, if I was to go watch this video or a movie or a story or something, how could I make this as appealing as possible? So like I do all the little, just a millisecond of a second, like a little hair of a fraction of a change. As far as like volume, just one notch. Just bring up volume one notch on this, bring it up over here, because I want the full experience. And to me, it's practice for what I plan on doing in the future, because I truly enjoy, editing and making videos and telling a story. And what I plan on doing in the future is it's benefiting to that, for me.
Maybe I should start listening to my recordings and just see what's going on.
Well, you can be your own critic too. When you go to look through it, and you can see what you might want to correct or maybe do something better in the next video.
Yeah,
just helps you sell.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think that's the hard part, though, right? When you're critiquing yourself, being kind and gentle, and then observing without judgment. Like, oh, well, that was weird that like that volume went off on that. Instead of being like, oh man, I can't believe, blah, blah, and then just going down that path too. Because it's like, all right, well, I can't believe I missed that. Well, next time I'm going to do that better. And that's a rep. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I tend to learn my lessons the best when I made a mistake.
Yeah. I'll never forget, I did one of the videos and I'm watching it, and it had a lot of these little black spots in between my clips. I know I put them together. I know I joined them together, but I did something different that it's like, what am I doing wrong? So Robert and I are sitting there, and we're kind of figuring out, and I kind of found out when I wasn't emptying out the dead space in between each of the clips. So it left the dead space in between each one of them, so I never did that again after that one. But yeah, you just basically learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I want to share some with y'all real quick, and we have some more people in the chat. I'm going to share my screen, and this is what I got in the mail this week for my order.
Oh, nice.
From DC Sales. Share screen. Yes. All right. Can y'all see it?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah.
We'll start with this one here.
I like
This
that.
is the one I got from my shop. It's right above my head when you look in the video behind me. Let's see. Then we have this one is what D did for me.
Nice.
This one is going to be my giveaway when I hit 500 subs.
That's dope. I like that.
That's and this will be the keychains that I'll also give away as my 500 subscriber when I hit 500.
That's awesome. And you're well on your way, huh?
Almost there. I was at 410 this morning.
I thought I saw that. That's nice, man.
Awesome. So that's what I will be giving away. The main license plate's right above me. That's the one I got designed for me. But the rest is going to be giveaways at 500.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, happy early congrats to you, man.
Awesome. Thank you. And also, I want to welcome Kat, the Nurse Flippers, in the chat, and who else I saw? Lone Star Bear is in the chat, and Kajun Reseller came in. Tom, Tech Shack Tom Curry. Welcome. So anyway, those are going to be the ones I'm giving away in the one plate. So if y'all interested in getting your own personal license plate, in the descriptions below, DC Sales did it for me. Her link's in the chat in the description below. That way, you're more than welcome to use that link, and that way you can go and get your own personalized. And you basically pick the license plate design you want, and you tell her what you want on it, and she designs it for you. Yeah, I was very happy when it came in.
I've seen a lot of her work get done, and like all the stuff, all the posts, and then other people, showing stuff that they got, and it's pretty cool.
Rev in the house, welcome.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick to Kat, the nurse flipper?
Sure.
I think it was Oscar who you purchased a lot from, or somebody. I can't remember who it was, but somebody you got a lot from. I don't know if it was Oscar, Jordan, or maybe even someone else. But I think they needed your information to be able to send you the what it was that you won. So if you know who I'm talking about, because I can't remember right now. Like, if I told you how many, like, it's insane. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was Oscar or Jordan. So if you know who it was, let me know. And you can even just email me the information, fatmantheflipper@gmail.com. And I'll get it to whoever, and let me know who it is, because and I'll get it to them.
All right, I also want to welcome Nana Tink and Tommy Bernard in the house.
Hi, Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
What's going on?
And for y'all who may not have heard yet, Sam is a new dad, and the baby was born yesterday, right?
Yesterday at noon.
Congratulations. Yes.
Yo, the wildest thing about it is that Christina called it from day one. The day she found out she was pregnant, she's like, it's coming on June 5th.
Wow.
I was like, what? Dude, on the nose. Talk about like women's intuition. Now, I don't know if that's like subconscious placebo effect type of deal.
Yeah.
Where you kind of willed your body to do it. But the fact that she called it spot on, man, I'm like, hey, let's go get a lotto ticket.
Yeah, really, huh?
I'm in Illinois. We're too broke to pay out lotto.
Bolton says now you consider yourself Daddy Tiger.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was my mom's birthday 2 days ago. So
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's
Happy
still
birthday to your mom's.
She hasn't stopped
Here
celebrating.
you guys go. I don't know if you can see.
Hold on, let me make it larger so they can see it.
There's a little man.
Look.
Hey, Dad, I'm glad
That's-
you caught me.
Dude, that's 5 minutes old.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
I'm so happy that you caught me.
Yeah. There you go.
And what was the name you picked for the boy?
Yeah, football huddle.
Ezra Jun. So Ezra is kind of a little Old Testament reference, but it's a Hebrew word for help or to help, like a helper.
Cool. Okay.
So Ezra in the Old Testament kind of brought the Jewish people together during a time of turmoil. So I really like that. And then Jun is his Chinese name, which kind of means like nobleman and gentleman, like a stand-up dude, like someone who's ethical, So we thought that was a nice pairing.
Rev says gentleman helper.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I really like that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Congrats.
So how's everybody doing on their sales for the week?
Horrible.
I think it's just this time of year right now because everybody's had the same thing as far as the amount of sales they're having.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, we were talking about mindset with YouTube before. I honestly, like, my sales slowed. I made one sale literally like 5 minutes after the baby was born. But like, part of me thinks of like subconsciously, if I willed that to happen, knowing that I needed to be available today, right? If I willed that, because like, I'm like, dang, my store is kind of like down, I'm not as busy, but like in the back of my mind, it's like, I need to be available right now for this day. So like, did I will that? Because I think sometimes like when I saw this happen when everybody things were going well, but then like people are like, oh my gosh, I'm spending all day packing, like my whole day's gone. And so like mentally, right? Like some of us wish like, hey, maybe if I could just pump the brakes a little bit, like it'll be okay. And then now you are pumping the brakes for whatever reason you're feeling it. I don't know. because I'm sure there are some folks who aren't feeling the summer slowdown because that's just what they're doing.
Right.
I believe there's no coincidence, man. Like I totally agree with you, man. Like you got this baby is coming and you know, had to slow down naturally for you, and it's good that it did. You know, it would have been. I can't imagine what it would have been like to have crazy sales or like even a steady flow of sales. But that's I think that's awesome. That's a good way. See, but that's a good way to look at it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perspective.
I've been strongly pushing myself each day to get things listed. My goal is to get my store, all my inventory listed by Q4. I'm looking ahead right now. So like today I got my 24 listed like I wanted. So I set myself a goal. I basically pull out of my my back stock or inventory, or some people call it a dead stock, a dead pile. I call it a money pile. So I just basically work it every day and say, okay, this is my goal. I want to empty this crate or this box or go through this shelf, and that was my goal today. So I did that, and I'm looking at trying to get up to 1,500 before the end of Q3 right now. So
So what if you end up selling 500 on your way to 15, like, and you just set it 1,000?
I got plenty to list.
Because I think I don't know, man. Like I hear 1,500, right, and it sounds like a magnificent number, but it's like, does that mean you didn't sell anything in between? Because like, what if
my best problem is the more I list, the more I'm selling to where my number keeps coming down, which is a good thing because that means I just got to keep pushing even more.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then as I'm unpacking stuff out of the garage, since we've got everything here now, I'm still finding stuff. Oh, I didn't even touch this in how long? Okay, it's going in the eBay store. So I have no problem of having things to list. Plus, what I'm doing is going through and things that I'm not going to list on eBay that I'm putting in the antique booth. I have 2 booths now. And so one is completely full to the max, and the next one I'm getting there. So that's my goal to also get done too. So congratulations, Kat. She just hit 1,600 listings today. She's got a lot to list like me. So I'm going to constantly
that trailer alone.
Yeah, I know.
If I tell y'all, I'm looking at my active listings right now. I don't even want to tell y'all. To tell y'all how many active listings.
As of today, when my last 24th entry I did, I have 1,031.
Wow. I'm slowly catching you.
Okay.
I only have
eventually
100. I only have like 280 in my store.
Yeah, I'm at 351, I think.
You have 2 what, Alex?
I have 24 active listings in my eBay store.
Amy is in the house. I didn't even see her come in.
But
welcome, Amy. Well, this chat goes fast.
If you had like 24 on your store, right? But like you had like a 50% sell-through rate, and your like 90-day average was like sitting at 10 grand. Wouldn't that be nice though?
Yes, it would.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to sell as much to hit that.
I'm not mad. I love this. I love this, man. I love the fact that I found a way to, and the thing is that I know I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not the only one. But I know that I put in maximum effort, time, sacrifice, energy. I put everything into it. I invest like crazy to be able to have 24 active listings and be looking at more money than I've made ever. Like it's been a true blessing. That's just eBay. I mean, now Amazon is also, I've hit milestones like crazy on Amazon.
Dude,
now I'm talking about Amazon because unfortunately I've made enemies, man. I've made enemies, and I love them. I love them to death. I pray for them, but I just don't like to push their buttons because they push buttons regardless,
right?
And I'm good. Like I would rather share the inspirational part. Like it's possible to go from being homeless, dude, having no hope, having nothing to look forward to being somebody that your family depends on now, your family is proud of, you know, and you can help others. Like I haven't, but like I don't like calling them employees, but technically I have to give them a tax form now. You know what I'm saying? So technically they're like employees, but you know I call them partners because I treat them like they're just, you know, right next to me. They're not under me, above me, around. They're next to me, and they've been able to create, you know, great wealth in their lives right now, and they've been helping me tremendously. But these past few weeks, I've been so swamped with training them and basically 24/7 answering their calls. You know, doing just expanding, man, and it's just been a blessing. But I haven't taken it for granted, you know. Like I haven't just taken it and what's the word, splundered it. You know, like I haven't wasted it, bro. I've used it for good to continue to grow because my goal is to get my time back. Actually, have more control of my time. So I understand that, you know, money could help me with having more time, but how can I make the money make itself? Well, that's investment 101, bro.
Yep.
Entrepreneurship 101.
Yep.
Make your money make money for you. So I've been fortunate to have good people push me in the right direction, show me things, and I've just taken action, you know, and I've been blessed, man. It's been blessed.
Well, I've been averaging about 1,600 a month in a 30-day cycle, but about 5,000 in 90 days. That's what my cycle has been the last 3 months.
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
It's not too bad. I'd like to have more, but that's why I'm listing more every day, just to keep those numbers going and active. Yeah. And again, I'm always sending out offers. I'm always accepting offers. Running sales, which I haven't done this week because I've been so busy with everything else. I forgot to run my sales this week. So,
how have you been doing with your handcrafted stuff on Mercari?
I have not listed any more lately because nothing's selling. So I'm thinking of another platform like Etsy.
Okay. Because they had that promo for handcrafted stuff last week. I didn't know if you were able to do anything with that.
You talking about Etsy? Mercari? No, I didn't see that one. I didn't get it.
I think Etsy would be good for you too. The handcrafted stuff.
Right. Because I just got a message that Mercari's added some other, or is Poshmark added some other categories. But the only thing I don't like about Poshmark, from what I'm reading, anything over $15, anything under $15 is just a flat rate. Anything over $15, it's a 20% of your sale. Is what I'm reading.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but that's what I'm understanding.
I cannot comment. The one thing I sold on Poshmark was a retail arbitrage pair of shoes that I chickened out on in return and just forgot to take off.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed, like I said, I got a notification. Poshmark added several other categories.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I do have a question. I'm seeing Merciful Cat. She threw it in there in the chat there. 99.54 sold in 90 days. Is that how many items has she sold in 90 days, or what is that?
I think she's sitting at 28K for her 90 day. So.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's a lot of hard work. I know that's hard.
And then she's part time, and she's on the work on a regular basis, and taking care of the baby. Yes.
Yeah. Her situation
she's rocking.
Is amazing like that. She's able to do that. I mean, that's awesome.
A lot of the hard work you put into it shows. She's one of the shows too. Yeah,
my Poshmark. I keep my Poshmark alive only because I really like their little messages that they leave you, like the little notifications. You're the best you can possibly be, or all positive. I could probably pull one up right now.
Don't you have to share your closet on Poshmark on a regular basis?
Don't be afraid to be creative. Look, it says it right there.
Yes. Yeah, you do, Johnny. That is pretty. I think that's a lot. What a lot of folks have to do to kind of keep their store going is to share often and share a lot with folks. So, like the folks that I follow that have bigger Posh stores, they have part-time help or virtual assistants to help share that out.
So I'm guessing that the cat sees that amount there right on the beginning of your seller hub. I'm guessing how much she sold in 90 days. Isn't that the top of your seller hub?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because she just put in there. She got 28,454 in the last 90 days,
Wow.
And I'm
and
just
she
there.
also listed 30 items just in one day.
Those
Wow.
are like the
That's a
majority
lot.
of those are like thrift items and like probably garage sale type, like very low cost items, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does a lot of that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I know she's got that shed full that she's been working on. Every time she gets stuff, she adds to what
Yeah.
for the list.
Mm-hmm.
Got a pile that she just does a one storage for listing stuff that she's gonna list.
Oh, she just told me it's in her eBay app. Okay.
Yeah, you can see that in your store
Oh, okay.
when you go into your actual app. That's how I see my totals. But if you're on the computer, you can do it 30 days, and on my phone, I do it every 90 days.
Oh, okay.
That kind of gives me an idea of what I'm doing monthly, and no, every quarter, every 90 days.
Yeah, when you see those totals, man, they go up, and you know the work that you put in, and it really does like add fire to your fuel.
What
you
I
know?
like about it, it keeps me going, is my numbers. Usually, like if it's past the 90 days, whatever you sold drops off past the 90-day mark for that total. But at least mine are I'm noticing that my numbers are staying in that same area of
Okay.
total cost, which means that I'm still in the right path of where I want to go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Hi, Brad.
I think I'm down like 10% this month, or 18%. It was one something. It's like 10 or 20%.
Yeah.
I'm down like 20% on eBay because I started focusing a little bit more on Amazon with some things, and I mean, eBay's still been pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just right now,
Alex,
like it's the summer, where people are going back to being able to go travel and things like that. So
Yeah.
this is definitely going to be a slow time, most likely. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continuously list on because I want to be ahead of myself for Q4. That's
there
my
you
goal I'm looking at, Q4.
go. Feed the beast.
That's right. Well, when I started, I was in July of last year. I started, so I was
Okay.
gradually getting my store built up and built
So you're coming up on your anniversary.
up, and then I finally in October, I went to the premium store.
Mm.
Yes, yep.
Yeah. Right now, I'm in.
June 24th will be the year that we moved into the house.
Yeah,
Bought the
right now,
house.
I'm in.
And
I'm
then,
in the
the
process
June-
of working on 10 items a day, trying to list 10 items a day, Monday through Friday. So
And July 24th will make the year that I've been on eBay.
Hmm.
I haven't listed a new item on eBay. Like I haven't made a new listing in probably I don't know 2 or 3 weeks. It's
Mm.
been like 2 3 weeks, maybe a month. It's been since I've listed an actual listing, so that's why like my listings go down. But like the things I've been selling have been replenishable pretty much. Fortunately, because I'm able to find the stuff. So I have way more sales than anything. But that's basically the method that I found works best for me because it's items you can find right now that are especially hot items, and
yeah,
where you have a listing and you just basically add quantity as you find them. And I also have a source that is a continuous flow of
yeah,
inventory, so I don't have to go look for it. It basically comes to my door now.
Mm.
And it's just one item right now, but that one item is basically paying my bills.
yeah.
And it's just that money just gets reinvested into it, and I try to double up every time, so my quantity stays pretty high.
Right.
I also try not to keep my quantity too high,
Hmm.
because social media and everything, and some people do know my store, and there are people who have, I've had bad experiences, man. So
Yeah.
I try to protect myself, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want nobody going in there and buying 100 or something, and then some. I just had to deal with somebody who they bought a pretty big thing. They bought a big ticket item from me, and I go to set up the shipment and all that stuff, but I realize that they're not responding to me, and it turns out that their account got suspended or deactivated after they've made the payment. And I ended up going through and actually talking with the buyer on the phone and getting it all fixed up before shipping out the item. But yeah, things like that, you know, you always gotta stay on your P's, especially when you're somebody that's on social media, man. Social media, it's a double-edged sword. It really is, straight up. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, I think that's a unique thing about like our particular niche with YouTube.
Cool.
You want to give value, but you don't want to screw yourself over at the end of the day. You know, so it's like finding that balance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, giving false information and screwing up their store, but you know, and at the same time giving enough where it's like they're not a fake. You know, you're coming off as genuine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Keyline Kisses. She came in the chat.
Yeah.
Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Nate, that Every Day I'm Hustling came in. I'm Brad. Welcome.
Swamp Pigger. Swampity Swamp.
Yeah, I saw him earlier.
Swamp.
Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Swamp Picker. Oh no, that was the other one. Swamp Picker's in the chat. Welcome. All right, just wanted to catch up because everybody was coming in and I didn't get a chance to tell them hello.
Party
Right.
here.
Anybody has questions, go ahead and feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and cover some of the ones that are new in the chat or haven't been here in a while. Don't forget you can put your link in the chat on your channel or any platforms that you'd like to share on your stores that you may have, on any platform you sell on.
Yeah.
I'll make sure everybody has a wrench for that reason. If you have anything coming up this week or in the future, something special, go ahead and make sure you list it in your link in the chat. Don't forget to help and subscribe to each other. If you see somebody you haven't checked your subscribe, make sure you subscribe to them. Go ahead and do that. And if any one of y'all have, like for example, even y'all on the panel, if y'all have anything on a special event coming up or something, don't hesitate to put that in the chat.
Now, Victoria just said she's going to be changing her YouTube stuff, probably cut down to half, and she's got to get her. She wants to pick her eBay up some more.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that helps. I stopped putting out videos, and I did it for other reasons. But when I stopped, and then I started really focusing on the eBay thing and everything, you know, I noticed, man, you know, my business is doing a lot better, and that gave me the push to go even harder. And now my business is doing way better than that.
Wow.
You know, so. I mean, I'm almost at another milestone right now. I keep looking at it. I want to share it, but I don't want to.
Well, only share it if you want to. You don't have to. It's just a thing about, you know, you can do it.
No,
Welcome,
I know
Amy.
the majority. I know everybody here is good people. You know what I'm saying? I know that because I don't want people to get discouraged either. You know, because
well, whatever might work for you may not work for someone else.
Yeah,
everybody has to base it on what's good for them.
Yeah, we're all humans, and we have different levels of understanding of how we are. So it's like, you know, a lot of times people will see numbers and they misinterpret it or they compare themselves and stuff like that. So I can show y'all my eBay if y'all want. I'll show it to y'all if y'all want. If y'all want to see it, I'll show it to y'all. Y'all tell me if y'all want to see it, I'll show it to you.
Man, I'm just gonna celebrate for you. You don't have to show me nothing. I'll take your word for it.
No, but it's inspiring. I feel like it could be something inspiring
for people, and I'll go and look at people's stores just to see what I can support them on.
Because it's like, look. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a respect of the game type of deal, right? Like, if you got something that you're coveting, you're trying to protect, that's your livelihood.
Right.
Why am I going to burn you for wanting to protect that? You hit them out. For me, especially as like a supporter and a friend, like, yo, you told me that you had something that's a milestone you never hit before. You want to celebrate? Cool. Doesn't really matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's every week is a milestone. Every week.
Yeah, dude. Onwards and upwards, man.
I want to also say, if anyone's not subscribed to Tap Shack Tom Curry, go ahead and check his channel. He's got some good quality of videos he's been working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely did check him out.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty cool. On his last video he did, it was awesome.
Are you gonna answer Tommy's question?
I know, I'm going back to it, trying to find it again.
What was Tommy's question?
I'm curious what you guys to say.
There it is. He wants to know does everyone feel how they can trust YouTube?
I trust everyone.
What does everyone think?
Trust on YouTube.
I don't trust everybody.
I do.
Like, because, well, here's the thing, right? Like, to the point of there are going to be information that you're going to withhold because you either it's your style of how you put it out. Like, for example, everybody loves like Matt Part-Time Pickers and Lonnie and Garage Flips and Craigslist Hunter, right? And they're just showing me how they're going through their garage and what's sold and going to yard sales. What would be better for me as a consumer or somebody learning? Like, what were the negotiation tactics that you used to get that big lot for cheaper? Forget about the folks who are like thinking you scam grandma and all that stuff. But wouldn't that be nice? Like, to get that out of somebody's head, like how, like, to give value. But I as a viewer, I have to watch, I have to observe and break down what they do. I have to do my own homework, you know. And I'm not always going to find the stuff that folks find. So I can't always like trust what they're putting out because I might not see, Ferragamo shoes or Toomey bags or anything like that. Something crazy. I might just, all I can find is plushies, and that might work. That does for me, so.
Well, because and someone may have a niche that they're working on that may not work for someone else. And like when I did my first few videos that I did my very first time doing a Facebook marketplace buy, I basically was transparent about it. And I couldn't actually show his face, but I was able to show where I went, how it was set up, and then I was able to chop through what he had. And I did it twice already. And I'm trying to be transparent in all my videos to where I don't know if, I guess because I've heard it in some other videos where somebody was wanting to know the breakdown. Like, I might have made this much, but this is only what I'm taking home in taxable income. And this is why with all the fees and the taxes and shipping and all that kind of stuff. That's when I started putting that in my videos on how I'm breaking down my sales. Because showing that, my number might be up here, but what's my actual income tax bracket of what I'm actually making for taxable. So I like that in my videos because that's why I do it. Just to share that, not everybody's gonna have a $1,000 a day or $10,000 a month. Everybody has their comfortable way of what they're doing in their listing. So it kind of shows. Like, I even have some good weeks. I have some bad weeks. Sometimes I have to do a whole month. Like last month, April, I did the whole month because it was so sporadic for the whole month. I just did a whole month's video.
Well, and that's the thing, like watching folks and taking it with a grain of salt. It's like your model, like your frequency of how you list, how many items you have in your store, just the type of stuff you're sourcing. Dude, I'm not going to be selling a handmade quilt on Macari because I don't have a machine to make that.
Right.
So, and that's why I say, don't trust everybody, because I think sometimes we fangirl a little too hard, and we take that information as gospel. I think sometimes it's important that we apply our own situation to that knowledge, and that's where the intelligence comes from. Like, don't just be a robot and it's like, oh man, puzzles are a hot thing, and then go out and just buy out Target and puzzles, and now you're stuck with a bunch of puzzles now. But or you got in trouble because you went to Target and you didn't know that they have a anti-reseller policy, and now you're getting kicked out. So it's little things like that like you might not. And I only know that because I heard Tommy Bernard say that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh snap! Like I'm lucky I got away with some of the stuff that I've done with retail arbitrage, just listening to folks. So now it's like anything, investing, right? Like Alex hiring somebody, right? You're gonna do your research on them. They're gonna tell you their resume about why they're good and why they're whatever. But Alex wants to know how is your time going to make my business worthwhile at the end of the day? I do have to front load time to train you, but when you're ready to go, I need to know you're ready to go. So,
well, this is my take on trust, man, and this is coming from also a recovery standpoint. So, with trust, I've learned that the best way to help someone is to trust them, right? Once they show that they want help, somebody comes out to you, hey, I need help with my business. Well, you can't help them if you don't trust them to a certain, right? You got to have some sort of level of trust with them. For me, it's kind of like how Nana said, like until they get burnt out, until they break that trust, that person has my trust. Now, the way I see it is I give you trust, and we're walking together, we're going together, we're doing this together, and you choose to break that trust, and you don't. And then the worst part is, because here it is, you break that trust, I confront you about it, and you realize the error in your ways, and you make actions that show your forgiveness, not just say I'm sorry, right, but actually take action into showing that you are, that you apologize, like you realize you made a mistake and you apologize for it, but you take actions to show that, then we can fix that trust, right? But for the most part, when you trust somebody and they do something wrong where that trust is lost, for when it comes to a business standpoint, for me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna keep moving forward. You're gonna stay over here right now. You can catch up to me, and maybe later on, maybe something will work out. But for now, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep going towards, the what I see is a win. And when I win, whoever's with me, whoever maintained that trust is gonna win with me. Whoever broke that trust and wasn't able to mend that trust again, then unfortunately for them, they don't win with me. So to me, it's like they lost, and that's the sad part. It hurts. It sucks when you have empathy for people. You feel, and compassion. You feel that hurt where it's like, man, I really wish this person would see the error in their ways so that they can win too, because they don't necessarily have to win with me, but they're not going to win at all, not even by themselves, if they continue acting in those ways. So I trust people and let them break that trust. I learned that because I went to a place where I didn't know those people, man. They opened the doors to me. They gave me clothes. They gave me food. They told me that this is the way, this is how you're going to change your life. And I chose, every day was a conscious decision for me to trust what they're telling me and their guidance. And in the same way, I gave them I gave them the what do you call it? I gave them the trust. Like I showed them I'm trustworthy by being, by following, by doing what they're saying, and it did change my life, man. Look where I'm at now, right? So, and that's where I learned what trust really, how trust can impact everything. But in this case, business, to a certain degree, you're not gonna give somebody your social security number, right? If you don't know them, you ain't gonna social security. You ain't gonna tell them everything about you. But I don't think that has to do with trust when it comes to business as much as it has to do with like common sense and like security for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about trust, it's more of a spiritual thing for me, and so far it has not gone in a bad way whatsoever. The people who have lost trust with me, you do not see me associating with them. You do not see me engaging with them. You do not see me, because they haven't taken that step to say, you know what, I was wrong. I forgive them. Them, so I can keep going forward. But they haven't been able to realize they were wrong. In that sense, they haven't accepted my forgiveness. So in that case, I move forward. They continue doing their thing, whether they're successful, whether or not. That's great. That's awesome. But I'm not going to allow them to continue to trample on me and the people I love.
Well, and that's it too, right? Like if somebody mugs you at the park, you're not going to be like, oh man, like they got to be going through such a really bad time to even want my stuff, right? You're like, no, give me my wallet. I'll feel bad for you later, right? Like, but I don't even think like when I talk about trust with YouTubers, it's not even so much assuming that people are doing it in a bad way. They might not mean to, right? Like, or it just could be a difference of opinion. Like I saw people throw down common sense a couple of times. Well, don't play in traffic. Pretty common sense statement. Right? My 24-hour-old baby does not know that common sense fact.
Correct.
Right? So I think there's that danger of assuming that like you should be smart enough to know. Well, someone who may like Starbucks cups, right? That's the craze right now. Well, somebody who is all about it, sells on Amazon, that's the hot ticket item right now. And you might watch somebody else that's like, hey, that was cool, but that model wasn't for me. Who do you agree with? They oppose each other, but fundamentally they're not wrong.
Right.
But and the information they're put out is in alignment with their audience, themselves. They're genuine about it. They haven't lost my trust, but having critical thinking, I think, is more accurate to that point of just be careful what you hear. Don't assume that like just because you saw a subscription number or a view count or the comments, right? Like that, oh man, this is gold. Like it's such a big space. There's so many folks doing so many different things. Like it's okay to shop around and feel out what works for you, I think.
Yeah, I ran into that trouble a few years ago because somebody said that the Starbucks Christmas blend was a hot item to sell on eBay. So I went and I bought as much as I could. And I sold one bag. I'm like, boy, I won't listen to this kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't like giving like certain bolos and stuff like that, because it might be working out for me right now, but shoot, you go and invest your money, it don't work out for you. It doesn't matter to me, But I think
like
Tommy,
for me lately, I've been selling a lot of those wrestling figures, but I just happen to have a connection now that I can get those from where somebody else may not. But I'm also being able to find some every now and then at garage sales or flea markets or wherever. So that kind of gives me an idea that so far it's being a good thing for me, but it may not be good for someone else because it depends on your graphic of where you live. It may not work for them, but may work for me here. So yeah.
Yeah, and unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's I use the word resentment with that. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
That's right.
I have a great story that goes with that. But Tommy made a good point, man. Some people generally people have agendas. Like they show like look at this, but down over here they're playing the card trick over here. But they're making you look over here. Sure. And my whole first year on YouTube was a great experience in the beginning. I was somebody that people were like, bro, everybody was like, yo, this guy's cool and everything's great. And then, I realized that I was connected to some people who just attracted a lot of negativity, a lot of drama. But I didn't see that part because to me, it was somebody who, people who I admired, people who, in a way showed me their way, and they were in a way mentors. And then in that same sense, I was sort of like, death by association, what do you call it, death by association type of thing, where it's like
guilty by
those people that say you ain't cool with us, and that's just it's just the mentality of social media, man. We socialize as humans. It's an instinct for us to socialize. It helps us survive. And this social media thing being in a way new, this is it's like socializing to the 1000th degree or something. It's really easy to socialize with people, and we some of us love the negative things about us, our negative characteristics, and we love it, and we don't realize it's bad because we like it so much. You know what I'm saying? Like the gossiping and the and all that stuff, man. So it's amazing how much damage that can cause to somebody, because if you look at my channel, I haven't been really consistent with videos ever, but I've always had a steady increase. And for the most part, the majority of people, I'm still the same person. And they'll see and they'll tell me, the same things I've heard since the day I started. You're a great guy and this and that, is because that's who I genuinely am, right? So it goes to show that I haven't had a great growth or nothing like that. It's simply because I haven't been putting out content, but people do have a sort of respect for me and things like that. So it just if you look, I'm about to hit 2,000 subscribers, man. I haven't put out a regular video. I don't even know how long it's been. You know what I'm saying? And it's been amazing, man, because I'm active to a certain degree in the community. I show love, I show support, man, and I'm genuine, dude. I'm just real. This is who I am. I'm gonna tell you the truth before I destroy you with a lie.
One thing I found too in doing YouTube channel videos, you have to be consistent and be yourself and not be somebody you pretending to be, because that's only going to hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, like, Tommy's talking about the guilty by association, and that's what you guys gotta feel out for, Like, I grew up in the hood, like, even if you don't know, you start to feel out who you should be around and who you shouldn't be around. There might be some folks who are doing some things that you might not like, and I've matured as an adult. Like, there are a couple, like, I'm in a couple of Instagram groups, like Alex and I are in a couple of Instagram groups together, right? There are a couple of people in there I just simply do not agree with. I don't hate them. I just don't agree with their
Right.
path and how they treat their subscribers and what they're doing with their channels and stores and the kind of information they put out. That's my
Right.
prerogative. So one of them has a few thousand subscribers. So obviously a few thousand like what they have to say. So
Right.
who am I to trash on them? But
True.
at the end of the day, you know, like I try and look at it as like, I don't have to love them. I can have empathy. I can try and learn from it too. Because sometimes learning what you don't want to be is also important of creating
Yes.
your boundary of who you are.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, that's what it is, man. And the thing is that me personally, I was blind, man. I didn't realize it, man. I was on the wrong, and then I was doing things because, oh, this is how you did it. Okay, I'm gonna do it the way you did it. And when I realized I wasn't, treating at least the approach of how I put out content 100% myself, you know what I'm saying? That's where things started slowing down for me, man. And now it's like I'm so fired up and pumped to just do me and not listen to anyone else's, like, oh no, you need to do it like this because this is gonna happen when you look, man. If you're not Nick Nimmin and you ain't telling me like exactly the thing, like what I have to do to grow and stuff, then I don't care what you gonna say, bro. I'm not gonna make a thumbnail with the person's face on it. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's gonna drive more views and it's gonna cause heat. And no, man, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna inspire people. I'm gonna tell my story in a million ways. I'm gonna bring each and every single one of you to do a show with me to get to know you beyond reselling. Like,
Yes.
we're gonna talk about your story because every single person has an inspirational story. Some of us, we just don't know what it is yet because we haven't realized it. And until you're given an opportunity to tell your story, you never know who you can inspire, man. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inspire people with, the overcoming, the pain, the good times, man. You know what I'm saying? Like some stories don't gotta be from bad beginning.
Right. That's right.
Some stories could be all great. Like, dude, I was born in a millionaire mansion.
Yeah.
And, okay, that's awesome, dude. Like, tell me about it,
Yeah, so,
Right.
so far, the three people I've been pretty much listening to with eBay has been Johnny and James and Victoria, and it's been working for all the tips that they've been giving me. The stuff's been working for me.
But what I don't mind is giving out tips with something that I know works for me, that's working within a platform.
Yeah.
And if you ask me for help, I will give you the best of my ability of what I know. And if I don't know what I've learned, I will research it to find out for you. And that's why when I started these how-to series, I'm already going on week 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, week 5. Because I do 2 a week. And each week I listen to what people are saying in the chats. And I basically take that and turn it into a video because not only have I either had that problem or I want to wonder what or how to fix it, I'll do my research and do it myself. Then I'll make a video of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Johnny's been helping me out. And if I had a question, and then Victoria, after her morning show, Victoria takes me off to the side after the show's over, and she shows me this and that. And Johnny's been making his videos showing things, and same thing with James. He's been talking to me. I mean, between the three of you, they've been helping me out.
I want to welcome Kathy Phillips to the chat, and Cha-Cha, the junking data girl, just came in. It was our guest last week.
Dude,
basically, if you watch other people's videos, sometimes if I feel that I can learn something from it that might help me, I will take it and then I'll do it my way of what I feel would work for me. Yeah. There's a lot of videos that I watch and it's like, that's not going to work for me. I'm not going to do that. That's not me. Yeah. I don't want to do something that's not in my character. And portraying it as somebody I'm not. Because it may work for them, but it won't work for me.
Yeah. Well, that's it, Same with stores, your YouTube channel, life, There's a question that I really wanted to ask Alex, like this entire time. From the moment I knew you were going to be on the show today.
Here we go.
And Tommy reminded me. So, like, this is not a crazy question. This is from an addict's perspective. Having been somebody who has been hooked on a substance, sought help, and got over it. What do you think about the chase for subscribers, man?
What do you mean? As far as like you're replacing your addiction with the
Yeah.
the feeling you would get from chasing subscribers,
Uh-huh.
because that chase feeling, right? I
Uh-huh.
mean, I definitely could relate to having that, that urge, like, yeah, I want to grow subscribers and things like that. For me personally, like, I honestly don't think that you can, how could I say it? I've said it before, man. You can't replace an addiction with another addiction.
Yeah.
In the sense, so hear me out. So check it out. So they say, oh no, it's good to replace your bad addictions with healthy addictions.
Mhm.
I think that there's no such thing as a healthy addiction, coming from my perspective, right? Because I was a heroin addict. I did the worst of the worst. I did more, and it's not the quantity or the quality of it. It's why I did it. In other words, I was so empty and so lonely, dude, that I had to just keep leveling up and trying different things because nothing would fill me up, right? So I understand, the aspect of you're going to the gym and you're replacing the gym with going to, the strip club, right? What you want to call it, whatever you want, right? But in reality, man, addiction takes everything from you.
Yes.
So if you find yourself doing something healthy, but it's hurting you, then it's not really healthy. So I think addiction is misused. What's the word? Yeah, it's like misinterpreted, misunderstood in a way, right? Because for the most part, people who don't deal with addiction directly, or even in a way indirectly, like family members and things like that.
Right.
Even family members who are right next to the addict don't really understand it. The person who truly understands it is the addict themselves. So when the regular person speaks about it, they speak about it from what they've simply.
Oh.
Oh, did he freeze?
Oh no.
He froze.
He was getting hot into it too. Dang it.
Yeah, he was. Let's screenshot that one, huh?
That's it. Period.
Oh my goodness! Look at it.
I mean, I guess I bring up the point, guys, because I see a lot of folks that are chasing the subscriber count, the number, and I don't know.
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, here is he back?
You back?
Dude, hey, my phone died.
You're good. You're good, dude. Big Brother's trying to shut you down from spreading the truth.
Yeah, man, it's just my perspective, right? Look, man, if you're out there and you're chasing something, it doesn't make it bad, right? If you're going out there and you want to grow subscribers and you like that feeling, it's a good feeling. It feels good. Shoot, I used to smoke weed because it felt good, right? That's why I did it. But at the same time, if you're going at it, right, and it's replacing you got priorities, you got responsibilities, and the consequences if you don't do them, but you still avoid them to go chase it, then you're neglecting other things that are more important, which is what an addict does. It's called insanity, hitting your head up against the wall over and over, expecting a different outcome, drinking till the next morning saying, I'm never going to drink again, but that night your buddy calls you up, hey, come through, I got a bottle, you go over. That's insanity. So if it's destroying the relationships you have with your higher power, the relationship you have with your family, your friends, your co-workers, your peers, all this stuff, if your ambition is blinding you to the point where I want more subscribers, so I'm going to do this, even though I know it's super wrong, I know this is wrong. And I know it's going to hurt people. And I know that I'm going to have to face my maker one day and be like, I know I did that. I'm sorry, but it's too late at that point. I know I'm going to do this because I want this. Then that's where it's wrong. Yeah. And that's where if you find yourself chasing that, and just because it feels good does not means it's bad. Does not mean that.
Well, yeah, and that's the flip, I guess, when you see folks who take no doubt, right? We all want to grow our channels. When you start kind of getting to abnormal behavior, or or just participating in things like, let's say, even just buying subs or participating in sub for sub channels and stuff like that, right? I mean, I see some folks doing it, and I think as somebody who's an active person in the community, it's like, man, I'm like watching my friends shoot up because they're willing to do anything for that number. And I'm thinking in my head, but if you have a few hundred, even if you have 50, instead of worrying about 100, what if you took care of that 50 right then and there?
Yeah.
You took care of those 50 that said, I'm signing up to watch that guy, right? And if you did that well, and I've always applied this to business, like those 50 told 50 other people. Now you just got your 100. And if that 100 told another 100, you just got 200. And before you know it, you're at 1,000, 10,000, right? I don't want that like cheap, short growth. I want exponential growth if I'm going to play the game, right? Like, and that's kind of the stuff that I see with folks. And I think sometimes like we get lost and we get trapped, and like, getting subs might not be a heroin needle to some, but being somebody who's been addicted and sitting back and watching friends participate in that stuff, it's hard. Yeah. So I think, I want to
I like Dan's comment. Did you see Dan's comment, Johnny? The chase for subscribers.
I know, I'm still looking for it. Dan?
Yeah, it was very insightful.
Yeah, Dan M. Yeah.
And for anybody who's feeling a certain way about the words I'm sharing, know that I have love and empathy for you. And if you feel like you needed to do it to grow your channel, so be it. Yeah. But also at the same time, just know like, hey, like you can always reach out if you have questions. Like we look up. There are people in this group, in this channel, who watch creators. Nick Nimmin, right? Like there's information that I watched from Nick Nimmin. Maybe you don't sit for a 4-hour live stream that he did this morning, but we can talk about it. I sat through it, Johnny, right? I sat through
it, but I couldn't sit through the whole 4 hours.
Yeah.
But he talked about that very thing. Somebody came in his channel today trying to do a sub for sub thing, and his mod took care of it. But he answered it very succinctly, saying, hey, that sub for sub stuff is great on the short term. And if you're chasing the monetization of the partnership, that's great. Yeah. But what you don't realize is that you're inviting people into your home that don't care. And what that tells YouTube is exactly that. You're good at attracting people, but you're not good at holding their attention.
Right.
Yeah. So something that you thought was going to be helpful for your channel actually is now backfiring and punishing you. And that's the addiction part that I'm talking about, right? Like chasing the high is good, smoking weed is good until you start like forgetting and missing out on stuff. So
that's why I'm always looking at what I can do better to keep my audience, but also have more come in to find out what they're wanting. And so when people tell me they want to see this or they want to do a video on that, I try to lean myself towards doing that type of video for what they want. For those that are already watching me now, that can keep me from being able to go later, but not fast. I've been doing it since July. I started YouTube in November, so I'm still crawling, I think. But I'm comfortable where I'm going, and not getting it as fast as I thought I would get, which is fine with me. I set a goal back in November for this June, for the month of June. I would like to get 500 because that was my goal for my birthday of this year coming. But now I'm going to set myself another goal for the 1 year mark. So if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I'll strive to get to the next goal.
Yeah, but Victoria made another good comment.
I'm sorry. I laughed because Larry. I couldn't find the last comment that you were talking about, and I laughed because I'm like, I bet you I'm not gonna find this one either. There it is.
No, losing the
I was talking about and growing my channel today. I want to grow, but not the expenses of losing the closeness of the family we have built in our channel. And that's true. You become a close-knit family, and it's a great community to be part of, but it's almost like picking your family. Like, I know a lot of everybody knows I'm gay, but in this community, you basically, some of your family outs you. They don't want to be part of it. But when you become some other family, you build that family. You build that trust with others to where you become a family. And that's what I like about the community, where there are some people, I'll tolerate them or I'll listen to what you got to say. But if I'm not liking the way it's going, I can get out. I can exit and go somewhere else. Yeah. But that's what I like about it. And that's true, Victoria. It's true.
Yeah, I personally like I love every single person that has shown support, or even people who haven't really shown support, but just the fact that I know that they're there, it does feel good that to have people there, man. It's a community, you know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning for me, I started YouTube, it was a whole unexpected. It was super unexpected. I got invited to be on a live show. Some people I was watching, because I just got into reselling, just got a phone. Like I went 2.5, 3 years without a phone. Like I had no phone. So I had no YouTube. I had no nothing. And here I got a phone. I discovered YouTube. I discovered reselling. And here I am. Get on the show. Next thing you know, they're telling me, man, you have a great personality. You should do YouTube.
Oh, you seen that too, Johnny?
I'm scrolling down the video across the comments and listening to Alex. Yeah.
and so yeah, man, it was like cool. And these people had a good following. They had a good following, and it's all good. And then the first push I had, it was like I went from 0 to 300 subscribers and snap of a finger, and then it was like every day was 50 subscribers growing. And I'm like, wow. And I'm not even putting out I'm like, wow. It did feel. It felt like really exhilarating. It felt shocking, but I took it as like, okay, I gotta stay humble. How do I stay humble in this? Well, I need to give them, I need to give them I need to put in work to give to them. You know what I'm saying? Like show my gratitude the same way I would show forgiveness, with action. So I started putting out videos and having fun, and it was great. And then, I feel it was the simple fact that, there was so much positive energy around me that I believe that hate comes from a place of love, and they love you so much that they want to be you. And that's where envy comes, and the love turns into hate, and they hate you. But in reality, they love you so much that they hate you. So, I feel like somewhere there that happened. And then there was people who were sabotaging. There was so much stuff, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I stay strong.
Until
this day, I have not missed a single Saturday night. Bad Boys are reselling tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel. Oscar's not going to be there. I don't know if Jordan's going to be there, but I'm going to be there. And I hope y'all are there, because I want to probably put the link in the chat, let y'all jump in, chill with me, hang out. That's going to be fun.
Okay.
Awesome.
Dan made a good point. He says that don't try to be like others. Just be yourself, and the true friendship will find you.
Yeah.
And Tom says, just call them out on it, mate. And I think that that is what I will do.
Alex, if I'm up, I'll be watching you if I'm up.
All right. Yeah, I'll be there, man. I'll be there talking. I don't know what I'll talk about.
Because whatever happens, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been that's the one thing that I've been committed to, and I have not failed on that. I have not missed one single Saturday in over a year, man.
Well, guess what? Who just showed in the chat? I missed it somehow in the chat while looking at others' comments. Joey Bada Bing 22. Welcome in the chat.
What's up, Joey? Joey reminds me of me when I was new to YouTube, man. His joy. And just like that's how I was, man. And I'm still like that, but like he reminds me of me.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing, right? Like being and kind of going back to like my original thing I was saying to Larry. If you enjoyed your voice, you believed in your personality, and you stayed true to that, naturally, organically. Like Alex will sit there and tell you. Same though, Joey, right? Like Joey has done many videos not related to reselling, and people still support it. Like if you have gone back and watched Joey's stuff, like one of his original videos is him hunting for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like so it's like, and he, I don't even know if he like hit 20 yet at that point. He still looked like he still looks like a kid. But so there's so many strategies to go about it, and I just think that like we talked about feeling empty or lonely, right? If you believed in yourself, you liked yourself, and then you projected that out there. What would change for your channel? What would change for your life if you did that every day, right? Because I'm sure, Alex, for you, right? Like in your recovery journey, there had to be a shift where you were filling your own emptiness, right?
Yeah, it was filled with positive things. You know, it
Right.
was filled with positive things, and the thing is that it was a struggle for me to actually feel the goodness that was coming from that positivity. I wasn't always a positive person, dude. I became positive once I became grateful, and I became grateful once I was able to recover the things I lost, and I had faith. So that, like that, to me, that's what it was. But yeah,
Dude,
man.
and that's a beautiful thing about the human mind is like you're not like an ant. You're programmed to do X, Y, and Z from the moment you're born till you die. You're a human being. I didn't know what it was like to have empathy. Like there's this dude, he's called the prophet. No, the prophet of I can't San Quentin. Man is illiterate, has been in prison, federal prison, life sentence, committed crimes from like he was raised in a house full of prostitutes and drug dealers and all sorts of bad folks. This man went from not being able to read, wondering how he could take advantage of his community, to learning how to read, teaching inmates how to grow their finances. Like this is legit Shawshank Redemption, right? And in that was able to talk down his sentence, and he got early release. He reduced his life sentence to early release, and now he's coming out and teaching folks. Now he's gone from what can the hood do for me to what can I do for my community. He learned empathy. He learned how to read. He learned finances. He learned how to be good and do good and live good. Like, so, as far as all these things, like I can't really listen to myself, or I can't really learn these things. Like, yeah, you can. You just have to want it, So,
yeah, man, 100%. It's education, man. Educate yourself on self growth in every aspect. And honestly, I think like one of the big things that all of us do in the chat, especially the ones that do like live shows or videos or whatever, we service people. We have a service and we provide it, and our service is to help. Whether it's something as simple as how to help to how to grow your business, or help to inspire, help to laugh. One way or the other, we're helping, and that right there, I promise you that if you every day dedicate your day to how can I help someone else, everything else is going to work out for you, and you're going to feel amazing. I mean, it's and sometimes helping others is the hardest thing in the world, because it seems like you're not helping them at all. Right. And that also gets tied in with the recovery, but I learned it from there, where sometimes helping someone else might seem like you're hurting them, but you're actually helping them. And that's the hardest one, but still, to serve others, man, that's why we're here. We're here to help. If everybody here was to help others their whole life, everything will be a lot better, man. A lot of things will be better.
And what's crazy is like
that didn't come out right, Victoria. I'm sorry.
Like New Testament in the Bible, right? Like whether or not you subscribe holy books, teaches you to be good, help others, right? In your path to heaven, nirvana, wherever it is, right? Your end goal. It's like helping others. Now, like you talk about self-help stuff, right? People are thinking, how do I get in the zone? How do I get into like a wide receiver's head during Super Bowl time and list like a madman when I don't feel like it? Go help somebody, maybe. Because like you can try and pump yourself up. Motivation is total BS. Like scientifically, there's no such thing. And it's something that people are very good at gifting, packaging, and selling to you, but it does not exist. But how do we sustain that, right? How do we become that hybrid car that doesn't really need a whole lot of fuel? And that's helping someone. Like when I treated and I help patients and stuff like that, dude, I could work a 14-hour day and not feel it.
Wow.
Like, and I would do that a few times a week, like you guys think like, how does Kat do it? Like she helps people all day long, whether it's patients, not just patients too. There's a whole training aspect, training new nurses that come in on their day-to-day schedule. Exactly. So like those things, right? Like, hey, maybe I'm not in I'm not in the mood to list, but I can find somebody and we can help each other list, right? We can
Right.
support each other that way. If we're going to call each other family, right?
Yep.
You know, and I'm going to support folks. If we're talking about trust, like I want to know, like, hey, you know, am I going to be supported as much as I support you? Not that it should be tit for tat all the time, but like, you know, like if I consider you a close friend, that's part of that, right? So.
Like
Sorry,
Dan
you
M says,
got a nude person walk behind me.
Dan M says it sounds like Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid.
I like what Kelly said,
Yeah.
because I've always tried to figure out a way of putting into words what I'm trying to do. But she said it's nice to have people to talk about reselling because my family really doesn't understand. When
Right.
she said that, I replaced the words like you know, of being in a community in recovery, right? Like having people that have been through what you've been through and going through what you're going through. So I think that's pretty cool that she said that.
Yeah, because you never know what somebody has been through that day. They may need just need some kind words to help them boost them up.
Yeah. 'Cause I was doing this Instagram thing, which I'm still doing. I just haven't done it in a little while, because I've been training people and doing a bunch of stuff. But because I want to be able to dedicate to it and actually do it every day. But where I read from the 12 steps, and I try telling people, man, like the stuff in the 12 steps is the stuff you want to hear about, and the thing is that it's hard to if you've never been in addiction or alcoholism or whatever, it's hard to replace those words and really understand how it could apply to everyone's life and how it could better the quality of your life and stuff. But I think that's perfect. You know how she said, I love the reselling community because at least I got someone to talk to that understands.
Exactly.
And you know, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
What I like about my end of it though, I don't live near my family, but every time I call my dad and my stepmom and my friend, I have a good friend that's still in Louisiana we keep in touch with. And every time we talk, that's one of the things they want to know, how are you doing? How are things going? So I'll kind of go over some of my sales for the week and we have a good old talk about it. And it's like, why you got into this? And when I tell them, it's like, well, you got the right thing for you then. So and I'm glad that I have some support like that back home too. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
What I like about it too, Robert, when we go out somewhere, which we haven't been able to lately, he's always looking at things too. Like, you know, when we're in a location and I go one way and he goes the other, we kind of like, oh, well, look, did you see this? What you think about this? And so I'm looking it up on the phone just to see how things are going and sourcing and comping just to see what things are going for.
Yeah.
But that's fun too to have, you know, your significant other, house, husband, wife, whatever, help you in that kind of manner.
Yeah.
That is there to give you support.
That's it, man. I mean, like, you think there's a whole profession, right? Psychiatrists, psychologists who make a living out of listening,
Yeah.
right? And so there may be things that, like, you know, the experience factor, you know, somebody may have gone through that you're going through now and you're not quite sure how to navigate it, right? Like, I'll give you a Miyagi story, right? I heard this story once where, like, a man fell down a hole.
Miyagi story. Awesome.
Yeah. Like a man falls down a hole, right? And he can't get out. It's raining, it's storming. He can hear it coming, and he's scared because if not, you know, like he could drown and die in this hole, right? So, first person who walks by is a priest, and he's calling out. And the priest comes by and says, "How can I help you, son?" He's like, "I'm stuck in this hole. I can't get out." Priest says, "Hold on." And he throws down a piece of paper and he's like, "What's this?" Priest says, "I wrote you a prayer. Good luck, son." It's like, okay. And then, you know, next comes his friend, but his friend is drunk. And he's like, "Hey, man, can you help me?" He's like, "Dude, as soon as I figure out where I'm going, I'll help you out, dude. I'll be back. I'll be right back." And then finally his one friend hears him. He's like, "Dude, can you save me? I'm stuck. Can you throw down a rope?" And his friend jumps in the hole. It's like, "What the heck did you do that for? Why?" He's like, "Hey, man, I've been here before. Let me show you the way out. Take my hand." You know, like, and that's maybe sometimes it's like, you know, it's okay to be handheld and showed the way. And it's okay. Like, if you've ever read Brene Brown, and this is stuff that we're finding out in the news now, right? Strength isn't like found in courage, man. Strength is found in vulnerability, I think, for folks, right? Like being open enough. We're all here like, hey, I don't know. That's why I follow these guys, right? And I think if you're gonna powwow and talk to each other, why not like lean on each other? And it might not be Dude, it could just be some of the addiction stuff like Alex is sharing, right? Like here's someone who's live, breathe, and still walking the 12 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to go through that arduous process when I have a guide right here?
Right.
You know?
You're right.
And there might be some insights that he can provide that you like. I mean, things like you guys heard when you were a kid, like your parents said, and now that you're older with experience, you're like, oh, and you have that aha moment.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm sure that we could do that for each other with our experiences and just support, you know?
So James wants to know, how did they get out?
What's that?
How did they get out the hole?
James wants to
Took
know,
his
how
hand.
did they get out?
The man showed him.
He said, take my hand, I'll show you how to get out.
Okay.
I want to answer Joey's question. He asked if Robert's supporting me. He is supporting me in the sense of what I do. All the money that I make and put into the business stays in the business. So I don't get any money as far as I'm doing this not to have a financial support, but he is there supporting me spiritually and what I do.
That's awesome.
I'll think of the panel tonight. Speak. Keep in touch. Go.
Humility, Dan. That's humility 100% right there.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry I got it real, but you know, like I feel like we never really get into this space of live chats and talks, right?
That's what I like about Saturdays. It's open, but it's also positive, and you never know what somebody might, a kind word or something that somebody might need to hear.
Yeah.
With everything going on, I'm trying not to watch too much of the news because it's bad enough as it is. It brings your spirits down. But a lot of times I work down here without the TV on. I'll listen to somebody's chat or listen to music or just do nothing at all and just listen. So, yeah, you never know who you're going to touch someday by just saying those kind words, something somebody needs to hear, you know.
Yeah.
Supporting someone, leaning with somebody, having somebody to lean on. Because a lot of times we're all by ourselves doing this kind of stuff, and just that little moral support is a big thing for somebody. You never know. You're going to hit a great friendship with somebody while just talking in a positive way.
Yeah, man. I was happy. I didn't know that was going to be on until like I saw the thumbnail and I was like, oh, snap, we'll be on with that. I kind of had a feeling that it was going to go into a direction of like, because this kind of stuff fires me up, man. You know, this kind of stuff, it keeps me sober, man. It keeps me sober.
And that's what's good about it. As long as you have a platform you can work with that works for that may help someone else, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. And that's what I like about Saturdays. It can go in any direction as long as it stays positive.
Yeah, who knows? We could have been ended up talking about football right after we talked about Sam baby. You know,
right?
Football, and the next thing you know, we're talking about how the Dolphins are the greatest team to ever live, even though they haven't been doing too good.
Well, I do know that this is actually the mustache show. Yeah, everybody here has a stash.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I don't have yours curled today.
I haven't curled mine. I'm running on a little sleep, so.
I was going to say you weren't running on a little bit of sleep going on your end. So in case some of y'all who's just come in and not know that Sam's baby boy was born yesterday, and it's a healthy baby.
Joey, you know what the best part about working for the Jets was? How much the Jets players would talk about how much they enjoyed playing for the Patriots and how much they value Bill Belichick's guidance. See, look, he's crying for the
baby. He's alive. Who
do you talk about the Jets, man? The baby just starts going off.
Victoria made a good comment. She says, we never know who we touch. We always have to be aware that it could influence some other people, the way we react with them.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Anyways, that's probably my cue to go help Christina out.
I was just going to say that. Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the show. Yeah. Remembering, if anybody hasn't been subscribed to them, go ahead and subscribe to them. And all the links to everyone that is our guest on any channel, on any time on Saturday, are in the descriptions below. And thank you so much for coming. Next week, we will have Big Texas Picker Marcus.
Nice.
And No Money G Greg is going to be on a live.
Oh, right.
No Money G.
Yeah. So I am booked right now till July the 18th.
Nice.
I have I have someone who wants to become a guest, and we'll probably fit in a third one anytime he's available, because they're night and we're day kind of thing. So when we can fit him in, I'll have him come in as an extra guest. So again, don't forget to put your links in the chat if you want somebody to subscribe to you. Put your links if you're having any kind of special events coming up this week. Please do that. Put your link in the chat and share that with everyone. Don't forget this Tuesday, bingo's gonna be on my channel. The thumbnail's already up and the video's already set up. If you want to come to play bingo, it is free to play. You win. Every bingo is a winner. I will be playing with the cards this week. So if you get your card ahead of time, if you haven't had one before, you still can use the same card you've used ever since we started. Or if you want to get a new card, make sure you get it ahead of time and email it. All that's in the description below in the thumbnail for that bingo show for Tuesday. We look forward to having everybody in the chat. And again, thank you everyone for coming today and sharing your day with us. Look forward to seeing you next Saturday and also this Tuesday for bingo.
Key Lime Kisses has a comment.
And don't forget, if you are not subscribed to Larry or Adventures in Reselling Victoria, subscribe to them because we do rotate every Tuesday. Now, who you said that was? Key Lime Kisses.
Yeah, Key Lime Kisses had a little bit of a comment. Yeah.
Let's talk about Larry's new strip named Larry Look Blind, now appearing at the Adventures in Reselling's morning chat. All right, Larry, that's yours. Well, thank you so much, Sam. I know you have to go.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Great show. See you all.
So, Larry, you address it.
No.
You say no. Okay.
No.
All right, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and end the chat. It's I don't want to keep Alex too long.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming and spending your day with us and your time.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all next Saturday. And I'll go ahead and close the chat. Yeah. And then we'll stay and chat a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out, please.